Here's the truth. Most musicians aren't broke because they lack talent. They're broke because of a few habits that are stuck to them. And I'm not saying this from a pedestal. It's just that I've made so many of these mistakes myself before that I want to tell you how to get over them and fix your career as a musician. Hi, I'm Saurabh Shete. I'm a singer-songwriter, a live performer, and a music producer for TV commercials and feature films as well. I've won various awards along the way and built across a lifestyle that is sustainable to me and ensures I'm doing what I love. So if you're serious about turning your musical project into a career, not just a passion project, here are 5 things that keep musicians broke and how you can avoid them. Okay, so the first point is doing everything for exposure. Now, we've all been there, we've done that, we've had those people telling us there's gonna be a 5,000, 10,000 crowd, so just do this one gig, 1 hour will just change your life, and we've all fallen prey to it. So the problem isn't doing it once, the problem is that once you start doing it, the clients are gonna speak amongst themselves as well, and they are gonna keep you in the same loop without ever transitioning into a professional career. So what you have to realize as a musician is set your own charges. Set your own base level charges. Maybe it might not be as big as a star having 1 million followers, but there has to be some base rate that you set for yourself, and it has to include your base running costs, your basic rents, utilities, and all of that, so you can continue this career as a full-time career. And now if you're not getting those minimal costs as well, it's time for you to reflect and check why. Because your prices can't be the only factor why you're getting gigs, right? If you are charging more and you're not getting gigs, that means there is some gap in your skill level or your networking level that you need to fix ASAP, as we'll check out in the other points. So the second thing is not treating your music like a business. And this is a huge thing. What we feel is music is art and it has to be kept that way. You're not supposed to have any feelings of wanting to get more money because you're following an art. However, in the modern times, things have changed quite a bit. You do need some minimal form of remuneration in order to continue your art. And that's why you have to start thinking of your music as a business. So what do I mean by this? Think of handling your music like a company. Although it might seem very corporate, but it really helps out. So track your earnings, track your expenses, divide the expenses into what are your utilities, rentals, what are your musical investments, which might be your instruments, the classes that you're taking, and the courses that you're undergoing. So divide all of these so you understand what is that gap that you really need to fill up, and you have a complete awareness about where you stand as a musician having your own music business. And always remember, awareness is what brings you control, and control is what's gonna give you the freedom to do what you want on your own terms. Third point is comparing your journey to others. You'll see someone blow up every once in a while on Instagram or YouTube through one of their songs or videos that went viral, and you'll feel so disappointed. And I get that. But what you're seeing as their viral reel might have come after years of trying to do that one single viral reel through different formats, no matter what the crowd reaction was, and continuing to do so year after year. They might just have gotten their result right now, but that does not mean that they have not worked hard enough for this. And if someone does get that initial bit of success without having worked too hard, it's also a double-edged sword, because you haven't really built up your career based on your experience. It's just one hit. So you don't want to be called as a one-hit wonder, and that gives you even more stress. I used to many times ask the universe for not giving me fame too early so that I could be strong enough that when I actually got it, I could make use of it and ensure that the fame and all the things I got with it were long lasting and not just for one time. So focus on your own growth rather than comparing with anyone else, because you don't know what their starting line has been. Maybe you are in the same race, but they might have gotten a better start than you, or a worse start as well. That's why comparison really doesn't do anything. It's actually just a waste of time. You're much better off comparing you with yourself. As Matthew McConaughey said in his Oscar acceptance speech, the only person that I look up to is the person I'm gonna be 10 years from now. So just follow that and keep growing. Okay, the fourth point, and which really kept me back for a long time, is ignoring community and collaborations. What happens as an artist is you tend to vocalize your opinions through your art, but in the process, you might start taking a step back towards speaking with other people directly. And I'm guilty of this. For a long time, I thought I'll just sit in my own studio, I'll just craft my own songs, and I'll just make it work all on my own without speaking with anyone else. But the more that I've started networking and collaborating, I've realized that there's so much virtue to it all. And I think it was very important because I got to learn so much more about the aspects in which I was incomplete. As in terms of marketing, in terms of reaching out to people, in terms of opportunities that are available, because how can I know all of them as a single person sitting in my studio, right? So it's very important that you go out to all these networking meetups, or just reach out to someone whose music you might adore. It might not be someone with, again, 1 million followers, just with a couple thousand followers. But if you really like their music, speak to them about why you like their music, and you never know, a collaboration might just happen because your musical styles might match up and you might get a collaborator or an act for life. So for me as well, even though I do my own work as an original singer-songwriter, I have a duo with Durgesh which is called Sawder, which actually got us into chill out electronica and pop space, which I would never have gone honestly because I'm more of an acoustic guy, but it did. And that's how we ended up doing music production for so many TV commercials and also getting our placement on an Amazon web series. So you never know what might happen when you just reach out. And the fifth point is waiting for that big break, that big lucky break. Because we all want it. We all want one of our songs to just magically overnight achieve so much success that it really turns our life around and it's all sorted. So with luck, if you're wanting one song of yours to go viral, you have to understand what that probability is. It's even bigger than a lottery ticket to hit it big with that one song. However, if you keep on creating songs, you keep on building momentum. You keep on building a fan base which might be small but which might be talking to other people. That's how it grows organically. And you never know how it might translate into really big things. So if you're really taking an example of a lottery, the more tickets you buy, the higher chance you have of winning that lottery. Statistically, right? And it's the same. The more amount of work that you're putting out there, the more amount of people that you're reaching out to, it increases your odds of becoming a successful musician. So make sure to keep on going at it, keep growing and keep building that momentum. I'm still learning all of these myself. These aren't really rules, they're more of reminders. The moment you start seeing yourself as an artist and a professional, everything changes. You stop chasing random opportunities and start actually building a real path. And that's exactly what this channel is about. So if you want to grow your music the smart way, hit subscribe, drop a comment here about which thing hit you the hardest, and let's try to work it out together. Because this is Music in Progress.